everyone has to start somewhere.
What inspired you to become a solo performer, and how was it different as opposed to a full band setting?
Okay, so when I started playing pan, I was in a band setting, and seeing Leandro Nori in particular, he was the section leader of the band, and seeing his abilities to play on his own, as apart from playing within the band, like that was one of the first things that sparked my interest in becoming a Steelpan soloist. Later on, I would have entered a few Steelpan, well, not Steelpan, but a few competitions and as a soloist, and that is where I really started my journey as a Steelpan soloist.
How is it different from being in a full band?
As a Steelpan soloist, you are able to express yourself differently, able to communicate on a more unique basis with your audience, a more one-on-one basis. You're able to feel out your audience. Your audience is able to feel you out, and you're able to have that connection. When you're with a band, you know, it's the energies from everyone who is around you that, you know, that would drive your energy as well. But the unique thing about being a soloist is that you are totally in control of the performance space, and you doesn't have to depend on any other band members to be there with you.
How important would you rank music literacy as a soloist?
Music literacy is very important. I think often when people talk about music literacy, they speak about you know, being able to read and write music, but I think that music literacy is beyond that. For example, you look at someone like Dr. Len Bugsy-Sharp, a great example of someone who may not be able to read music, but he's very musically literate in the work that he put down. When you listen to his arrangement, there's certain things that he would do with it. It comes from a very knowledgeable point of view. So any craft that you are in, being literate in your field is very important to your success.
I've been watching your covers for a while now. I think the first one I probably saw was Live Your Life Like You're Playing Mass.
Right, so that was way back.
Yeah. So I've been watching your covers for a while, right? So what is your process of doing the arrangement for a solo cover? Not necessarily like the video and the editing and stuff, but listening to the song and, you know, executing it on the instrument.
For me personally, I would just listen to the song. First of all, when I choose a song, it's because I'm getting a certain vibe from it. And once I get that vibe, I would start listening to the song over and over. And then once the melody is in my head, I would go to my instrument, and usually it comes very easily because I could play by ear as well. And I would start learning the melody, start maybe doing some chords in it. And then after that, I would just basically vibes on it in terms of the improvisation and stuff. Vibes on it until I build a vibe within the song. I become one with the music. And then I say, all right, time to record. Press the record button, and the rest is history. YouTube cover up.
How do you find a balance between what you, Keishaun, would like to play and would vibe with, as opposed to what people would like, you know, be drawn to, or, you know, what would get the most engagement? You
know, sometimes it goes hand in hand. Sometimes I would realize that, you know, people might be suggesting a certain song, or they might pop in the DMs and say, yo, I think you should do a cover of this song or XYZ song. And I may have heard of this song already, and it may not have struck me as one of those that I would want to do. But when I usually get requests of a certain song over and over, I would start to take note of it. Then I would listen it again. And once that vibe hit, again, it all come down to that vibe. Once that vibe hit me, I would do a cover to it.
What do you think gives a player his or her or their unique sound?
Your instrument is an extension of you. So in terms of a unique song, that is something that would come from your soul. So apart from your playing techniques, your playing skills, the instrument itself, how it's tuned and all of that, the thing that would make you stand out as a Steelpan soloist is what the type of energy you put into it, what really coming from the soul. That is what I think would give everyone their unique song.
And do you think that you found your sound as yet?
Yes and no. Because the reason I would say no is because I'm still evolving. I'm still becoming a better musician than I would have been yesterday. So I'm still finding that song. I'm still searching. But I think I am onto something, because if you look at the trends, even on my YouTube, I mean, somebody who would have been listening to me would be able to definitely identify a Keishaun Julien cover versus someone else's. So I'm definitely on that path.
I think so too. What is next for you in terms of Pan? Like, what do you want to do within the field, or is there anything that you want to see happen within the field that is not happening as yet?
So personally, what I want to do is open up a music school, teaching Steelpan and also teaching the students how to read and write music. I've already started that process because I offer online Steelpan lessons. However, when things open back up and we are about to congregate again, I do plan on extending that online service to a physical space. So I definitely plan on expanding the brand in that form.
Okay, nice.
If you all are interested in some online Steelpan lessons, feel free to contact me at 302-0376, or you can email me at edu@KeishaunJulienmusic.com. All right. You all could follow me on Instagram at Keishaun Julien Music. That's KeishaunJulienMusic. I'm also on YouTube at Keishaun Julien Music and Facebook at Keishaun Julien. Branding. As a soloist, you want to make sure that you stand out in terms of your branding. Branding is very, very important, and it isn't to be taken for granted, because your brand is your image. It represents you as a soloist. It represents everything. It's the first thing people would see. So you definitely want to present yourself in a way and market yourself in such a way that you would be able to draw that audience to you, who could be potential clients or even just people who would support you in your craft.
What advice would you give to anyone wanting to become a solo player but may not have the essential skills as yet to do so, or may not have the confidence to do so?
My advice would be that everyone has to start somewhere. And if you think you don't possess these skills, all you have to do is just put in your work and get the work done. You look up to icons, Steelpan musicians, or even other musicians who you think you want to achieve something similar to what they have done, and you set your goals and you work towards achieving them.